I was telling the guys that we came out way too slow. You know, we didn't have any energy the first quarter.
I don't worry too much about Jesse. He's a great kid, great teammate.
I won't necessarily say the energy was just quite dead. It definitely wasn't the same.
You know, in this league, it just tends to hurt you when you don't score touchdowns and you set up your field goals. I think we were 2 for 12 on third down. That's obviously not good enough. And
you know, we're not very good.
Woo! Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Wow! What a way to start this episode, C-Dubs. We're not very good. That was
No,
all.
we're not very good.
That was all Vikings quotes there from this last week because we lost. But we'll get into that after we introduce ourselves, because we don't just get right into it right away like everybody else likes to just get into it. We like to take our time. If you haven't seen us before, heard us before, you'll find out that we like to take our time around here and make sure that things are set the way they need to be set and go the way that they're supposed to go. Because if
Perfect.
we are
I
going
think you're always perfect.
you think so?
But that's how we roll.
Yeah, well, that is how we roll. And the way we roll in this is that we first start off the show with comments from the audience. Right?
I don't remember any comments.
Well, we don't really have an audience either.
Yeah.
We start off with who we are, right?
Oh yeah.
That's
Who are we?
Who are we? Well, we are FuzzJockRadio. I am one of the hosts of the show, Fuzzy. We have a host all the way out in California where it's raining in LA.
It is. That's me,
Named
C-Dub.
C-Dubs. And we have a host that we haven't spoken with since the very beginning of this season, because he went on, we think it was vacation. It sounds, after talking to him, it sounds like it might be more than a vacation. It was more of an espionage thing, like spy type of stuff. Things that we might not be able to talk about, but I'll allude to it a little bit. But his name is, if you don't remember,
Jameis.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Hey,
Perfection.
Jameis is back from vacation.
kind of.
How's it going? Jameis, you're back from vacation. How are you doing, buddy? What's going on? Let's just get right into it, huh? Let's just get right into it. Unlike other podcasts that don't get into it right away, we'll get right into it, okay?
Yeah.
Jameis, how was vacation? How have you been? What's been going on since the last time we talked to you?
Well,
Was it vacation?
I've had some time off, but I had to take care of some diplomatic things
What?
for the show.
Yeah?
You know, remember that guy we sent off to Abu Dhabi and Fight Island?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
Fight
yeah.
Island. I remember Fight Island. It was.
It is real.
It is real.
Yeah, I had to go there.
I didn't believe the guy when he was.
It's
when
in
he
Abu
kept on
Dhabi.
saying
I had
that
to
it
go
was-
there.
Okay, so you
I had
went
to pick
there.
him up.
Yeah, or because we sent a correspondent out there, Greg.
Yeah.
I think his name was Greg, right? C-Dubs.
Well,
It
that's
had
what he
4
told
letters.
us. That's what he told us.
So we sent.
I'm not thinking that Greg was who we thought he was.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of trouble.
I mean, we didn't get a lot of like correspondence from him,
No.
and then I kind of forgot about him. So you left to go track him down,
I had to.
and
Or they were going to put me in jail here.
oh,
And then just put me in jail over there. It wasn't
Oh,
cool.
no.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi. Because Greg is not who he said he was. He's a bad guy.
Oh boy.
he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
A real
boy.
bad guy.
So
That's why he wanted to go to Fight Island.
Yeah. It is real. It is real. It is real. I was
Fight
there.
Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is a real thing. It's really ready to go. Fight Island is real. I'm ready to go. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Infrastructure really happening right now. Fight Island is a real thing.
That's exactly what it sounds like over there. This is just like bringing me right back to it.
Yeah,
Don't play that. That's
sorry.
very.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Some PTSD.
A little bit.
So okay,
But we took care of Greg. He's not a problem anymore. He's not going to be a problem for anyone anymore. I mean, believe me.
Oh, you took care of him, I see.
I mean, well, yeah. So,
okay,
we don't need to talk about Fight Island anymore.
So while you were gone in Fight Island, rescuing or getting rid of Greg there, we realized that we had no access to the emails because you're the email gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Have we had any correspondence from our fans at all or anything?
Well, there's the sad part there is that the emails got confiscated.
Oh, jeez.
Confiscated?
Yeah.
C-dubs.
Greg was a bad
boy.
guy.
Hello.
How have you been this last week?
I've been good.
Yeah?
Saw some family, my wife's family, and
Whoa.
that was really nice. Tested a bunch of times to be able to be safe and see them, and it was quarantining outside of that anyway, and I'm still on vacation, so it's been a fun time. And I've been playing Minecraft and can't wait to play with my nephew.
You take any other, I'm assuming COVID tests, but did you do any, non-COVID tests for, fun?
Like math?
Yeah, just man, I
Or
just want
science?
to do a test that's
Or
not, that's
geography?
not,
The main thing was I actually didn't just take the nasal or COVID tests. I took an oral COVID test and I took a writing COVID test.
A writing
You know,
COVID test? How
Yeah, I
does
took the
how does
writing
that look?
version.
What does that
Well,
look
it's
like?
really complicated because you got to write down the molecules and all that stuff. It took a lot of work.
Well, we're not a testing
At least
podcast.
it's not an essay test.
We're not a testing podcast, guys.
No.
I
So,
have,
Fuzz, how
I
was
have
your
way
week?
too much to say.
How was my week? It was long. It was a long week. I did a lot of stuff that were not fuzzy things. I don't really want to talk about it.
Are you ready for some football?
Are you ready for some football? Wow, that was so much louder than the rest of everything else. I need to fix that.
Let's get louder
Back to
then to match it.
Am I talking
Louder.
I think I'm talking into my mic.
Yeah, you are. That's a microphone.
That was loud.
Yeah, that was loud. So you just gotta speak into the microphone if you wanna hear yourself. So football is still happening, even though that this is not a COVID podcast. Football's still happening. There's a team named the Titans, and they won by 20-17 against the 49ers.
Oh, I've heard of them.
The Packers won 24-22 against the Browns.
Okay.
The Vikings. God damn it.
Wah, wah, wah.
They lost again. 30-23. At least this time it wasn't.
What happened?
I was gonna say at least this time it wasn't a one possession game
But it
at
was.
the end, but it was again.
Again, we've
What
had
is
only
going
one
on?
game that wasn't one possession.
What is going on? What's going on with this team?
I don't know,
If
dude.
it's not the offense, it's the defense. If it's not the defense, it's the offense.
So,
Dude sold his cereal to us
yeah.
and fucking made his money, and he don't give a fuck.
So
He got his cereal bag.
I mean, I got my and that's really cool because it was a proceed thing, those donations and stuff, and he didn't get any money from it. I bet, right?
Well, yeah, well, that's what they want you to think.
But he as in Kirk. So James, I came up with the theory, not theory,
Lay it on me.
Conspiracy.
conspiracy. Since
Okay.
you haven't been here, and a lot of things have happened.
Yeah.
Since you were gone in the Abu Dhabi jails and breaking that dude out.
Yeah, dude. And when I got out, my phone blew up with 3,000 or so Discord messages. So I was like,
all this stuff
nice,
happened.
dude.
So it came out that Aaron Rodgers is a dumbass. Well, no, that wasn't. That was always known. That he's kind of not the smartest person in the world.
Dude,
but
he tried to kill his teammates.
he did.
I heard.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
by being friends with Joe Rogan
And lying.
and that came out, and then I started thinking about how, he's out there throwing out all of his own conspiracies. Why can't I?
Okay.
With no basis behind it at all. I have no facts to prove anything here. I'm just throwing it out there that Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen are throwing the games to get rid of our head coach because of the face mask controversy. And
we're going to pile
I
the
like
data ourselves to prove it.
And
I like it.
And now this conspiracy theory, has gotten so far to the point where I now think that Coach Zimmer is actually already gone, but they're giving him the chance to retire at the end of the season. So he's going to retire at the end of the season. And if he does retire at the end of the season, that makes my conspiracy theory more valid that Adam Thielen and Kirk Cousins are throwing the games to get rid of the head coach.
Yeah. I thought you were going to take it even further and say that Coach Zimmer is gone and has actually been replaced by a robot lookalike.
Well, they would start winning. They would have won this game.
Yeah.
They would have won this game if that happened.
No, it was they replaced him with a spy
So like I said,
who was only good at hockey.
I have just like Aaron Rodgers and all these motherfuckers that are throwing out there that masks don't work and the vaccine is horrible and it's going to be tracking you or whatever, all that stuff, which I don't believe. I'm going to say that Kirk is throwing the games on purpose, so he can get rid of Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, he got his cereal bag.
I mean, why can't I throw things out there if everybody else can? Burrows, 525 yards, 4 touchdowns. Or we didn't talk about the Vikings anymore?
Speaking of
I'm
throwing
good.
things
I'm good on the
out there.
Vikings.
Joe Burrows threw a franchise record-breaking 525-yard passing performance. Clearly meant, wow, 4 touchdowns. Power pass the Ravens at 41-21.
The Ravens aren't no slubs, so that's amazing.
And
Joe Burrow is he's only a second-year player, and he was out half the season last year because he broke his leg. So
wow,
this is amazing for him.
Only 3 quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown over for more yards.
That is a single game.
That is amazing.
He's the 4th best.
So good for him. Next you got to throw for 1,000.
Yeah, double it.
I want to see a team get 100 points in an NFL game.
Yeah, do it.
Has that ever happened? I don't know. Cowboys
Probably
win.
in the old days.
Starts with Trayvon Diggs' 11th interception. Diggs matched a Cowboys record held by Everson Walls since 1981. That was also the last time any NFL player posted 11 or more interceptions in a single season before Diggs.
You got to get the ball to Diggs.
And this thing is
want to
weird
get
too.
the ball to
The
Diggs.
crazy.
No, he's good though.
No, he's intercepting. If you get the ball to the Diggs, then that means that you're the quarterback throwing an interception. You don't want to do that.
That's not the Diggs that used to be on our team?
No, different Diggs.
Fuck this guy.
Well,
But this guy's a rookie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's young and he's he still has more games this season, so he could break the complete record for interceptions this season.
Yeah, he did it.
11 or more interceptions in a single season.
He's just tied it.
Huh. I thought people would have more than 11 interceptions.
Yeah, they need to get at it more.
Nearly 100 NFL players test positive for COVID on Monday. Oh, boy.
Oh, they're so good at
testing.
testing.
This isn't just going into protocol. This is like they were around somebody that might have that got it. They actually tested positive.
Yep.
The National Football League had 96 of its players test positive for COVID-19 on Monday, and with an additional 10 positive tests among players over the weekend, a total of 106 players have been placed on the league's reserve since Christmas. The NFL postponed 3 games last week, but has yet to cancel a game so far this season.
I think they're cowards for not canceling.
5 bowl games canceled due to COVID. I thought we weren't going to do a COVID podcast this time.
We're going to blow past the COVID. And we got to talk about it though. So yeah, college bowl games, big deals.
Yeah,
and now they're canceled.
Boston College did not have enough players available due to a rise of COVID cases. Unfortunately, due to cases, no.
Like this literally talks about how they our season's over. Like they just lost too many players and staff.
I mean, I'm glad they canceled them instead of messing around, but still, that's not good that this many people got it. That's horrible. Entire teams can't be fielded.
And they're talking about safety and of everybody being the priority. Well, probably should have been the priority before
everybody got sick.
I don't know. I'm just a guy that was on a podcast a couple years ago talking about all these same things, right?
When are we going to become the crazy ones?
Okay.
When are we the crazy ones? That's been the question. Yeah. Okay. With all that, a new NFL league. No, I mean a new football league is coming out. The USF. Let me correct myself again.
This is awesome.
It's not new. The USFL is coming back.
Yeah.
It's a league that happened.
That was spring football.
Spring football.
Yeah.
Is it going to be played in the spring, C-Dubs? Do you know?
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's going back to its roots.
For anybody that doesn't remember, this is the league that was it in the early '90s that it went bankrupt. That at the end of its it was spring football, and there was a
great time.
Great times. There was great times until a certain somebody bought a team and bought himself in, and then wanted to move it to the spring league to the fall to compete with the NFL directly, and then decided that the NFL needed to be sued for monopoly practices, and they won that monopoly practice lawsuit, and they won $1. Which bankrupted the USFL and didn't pay off any of their teams, and then that dude ended up being the 45th president of the United States. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the documentary "Small Potatoes" on ESPN. Not sponsored, but it is
sponsored, but a great documentary.
Great documentary about the USFL and how Trump came in and ruined it all, like he does everything else. So yeah, the USFL is going to restart in 2022. The regular season will begin in mid-April and run through mid-June.
Oh man.
Fans will be able to watch on Fox Sports, NBC Sports, USA Network, and Fox Sports will carry 22 of the 43 games, with 12 broadcast on Fox and 10 on FS1. NBC Sports will be the home of the other 21 games, with 8 on NBC, 9 on USA Network, and 4 on Peacock. There's going to be 43 games for the league. I didn't know that USA Network was owned by NBC Sports. Did you know that?
I did not. Well, I guess that makes sense because, that would be the connection with the wrestling.
The games, where will the games be played in the inaugural season of the USFL? All 8 teams will play in one location, which will be announced soon in the future. And, that's weird. And then, the 8 teams, the Panthers, the Generals, the Stars, the Maulers, Stallions, Gamblers, Breakers, and Bandits, which a lot of those are the same team names from the...
Are they? I was going to ask that.
From old.
That's tight.
In the North, they will have the Michigan Panthers, the New Jersey Generals, Philadelphia Stars, and the Pittsburgh Maulers. And the South Division will be the Birmingham Stallions, Houston Gamblers, New Orleans Breakers, and Tampa Bay Bandits. Now, Dubs, does this coincide with the XFL coming back, or is this replacing the XFL? Do you know what's going on with the XFL at all? Like, is that
The XFL is looking to retool in the next few years, so this would be its own thing, and it'll be the only spring football until that comes back.
And this isn't owned by the NFL. This isn't like something like a subdivision in the NFL. This is like its own thing, huh?
Yes.
So
Its own league. Will it have the same rules?
I believe USFL is the same as NFL rules.
Okay.
It's just gridiron football rules.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
So in the future, we're gonna have 3 different football leagues to choose from.
Yeah.
That's
Choice.
Yeah.
Choices are good.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
Baseball is not fun again in Minnesota because we all know that baseball does not run during the winter.
Yeah, there's no baseball.
If it was nicer out though, like in December, the Twins might be playing right now actually, but right now they're not.
Yeah.
And another reason why they're not playing is they're still locked out. However, we do have a note.
Did someone like lose their keys?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't been here. Yeah, the MLB lost their keys to their all of their stadiums, so they locked their players out by accident.
I feel them. Man,
Yeah.
it's happened to me several times.
Have you ever locked yourself out, C-Dubs?
Yeah, I mean, I work at Dodger Stadium, so I basically just have to break in every day.
Jeez.
Yeah, I just climb through a window.
I've done that before.
Yeah. Well, we've all been there.
Notable MLB free agents are signing in Japan and South Korea during the lockout.
This is kind of cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So over the holiday weekend, we saw third baseman Rio Ruiz, a veteran of parts of. Why do they make sentences so hard to read?
I agree. These are hard to read. But there's also Chris Gittins.
Puig.
Yeah,
yep.
Yasiel Puig.
Yep.
Yep.
Ivan Nova, Freddie Galvis, and so a lot of players.
Gregory Polanco too.
Polanco?
Well, not our
Gregory.
Polanco. There's
Gregory
the pirate
Polanco.
prospect Gregory Polanco, who's looking to sign in Japan.
Polanco? Really? Wow. So
No, I hope this works out for them because that's really cool. I remember, we were watching South Korean baseball when we didn't have baseball, and
they seem to those players seem to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they seem to be traded really well.
Yeah.
And you could just see that by watching the games.
Well, and I'm just thinking too, like, that's probably a perk to go someplace where they care about mitigation of a pandemic. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I could go for some of that.
Give some competition. Once again, choices.
Yeah,
choices, right, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
The players
We
have
want
choices, and that's good. That is good. So MLB is still locked out, so players are moving to Japan.
FuzzJockRadio.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
And in WNBA,
FuzzJockRadio.
I always forget.
Yeah.
I always forget there's a little FuzzJockRadio at the end of there. Becky Hammon is drawing head coaching interest from the WNBA's Aces in Liberty. Assistant Becky Hammon could be leaving the Spurs bench to become a head coach in the WNBA. Both the New York Liberty and Las Vegas Aces are, quote-unquote, seriously pursuing the former star guard, according to the Athletic Shams. What do you think about that, C-Dubs?
I think that's awesome because she's really talented. I mean, the fact that she's working for the Spurs as a bench coach shows she has a lot of gravitas and knowing how to coach, and so I think she'd be a good head coach.
Good word usage, gravitas.
But I like that.
FuzzJockRadio.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I already played that. Sorry. Did you have something else to say too? I kind of like. I kind of like.
No, I was
went
gonna say,
over that.
I think that's cool, and then hopefully it brings in the idea that, you know, more women can coach in the NBA, and then get maybe a head coaching position in the NBA.
Yeah.
What do we call that, guys?
Choices.
Choices. It's good to have choices, people. Like, competition gets better, products get better, people get better when you have choices, right? And I have a choice here. I feel like we're just speeding along
Update.
So, J-Mez, it's a cat sound at the end there for cat, K-A-T, as in Karl Anthony Towns.
Who's
not
awesome.
He is. Who is which is not a Timberwolf, but we were thinking that maybe we should put a Timberwolf sound at the beginning or the end or something like that. What do you think?
Both at the same time.
Both at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see that. I could see that being a thing.
Carl.
The dinosaur noises in Jurassic Park. Anyway.
Yeah, we could do that too.
So with the let's see here. Oh man, LeBron James passed Los Angeles Lakers star Kobe Bryant as the NBA's all-time leading scorer on Christmas Day. Good job, James. He's the 13th point on the first half, coming on a free throw with 3 minutes. They make sentences really hard to read here again. I just want to know how many points he got. What was it?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a fancy writer. Look how many clauses I
can use.
396 career points on the holiday, eclipsing Bryant's 395. That's not eclipsing. That's just like passing it by 1 point.
Barely squeaking by.
Eclipsing would be like twice the amount of points, I would think, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, James is killing it. Like, look at him go.
Still at his age.
Yeah,
he's still playing games.
He got those good tips from Bugs Bunny.
It's definitely not as good as he used to be, but not everybody can be.
I don't know. Space Jam 2 is pretty good.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Well, I fell asleep a couple times.
Do you know he also LeBron passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points scored on a single date in NBA history? Because he had scored 413 points on December 26th, and James was able to finish Christmas Day with 422 scored on the date, on the specific date that it was,
Just that same, every game he'd ever played on that day.
Yeah.
This is kind of a funny thing.
Yeah, it's a weird stat, but hey, that's stats for you.
So he broke, so he broke stats to break stats.
Yeah.
Break the stats.
Back into a little bit of COVID news. The COVID news.
They're gonna let him quarantine longer.
We should make like a quick little sounder for when we go into COVID news, so people will know when to tune out, and then they can tune back in.
They can just turn it off.
They'll just know. Okay, here's a quick little COVID. Here's a little bit of COVID news.
That was good.
Yeah. Man, you bring out the creativeness in me, man. I tell you, I think this episode, this guy, he might be one of the best guests we've ever had.
They're going to quarantine shorter times.
Yeah, if you're vaccinated.
6 days.
There you go.
Oh, that's what. Okay, so it'll be quarantined for 6 days because they got to do something because they're losing a lot of players. They're not going to be able to play their basketball games anymore.
I can't shut things down.
Remember when we congratulated back in the day? Like I should have the flashback sound here.
Yeah,
but I don't have.
They did the bubble. They did things.
Yeah,
right,
remember that?
Brilliant.
Whoa, that was way too loud. What am I doing here? Yeah, remember when? Yeah, we were just like, yo, look at everybody should be playing their games like the NBA does.
Yeah.
Like you get Disney to give you all their courts in their ESPN lands and get people in trouble for going out for fried chicken. And remember when that happened? Like they were so mad at that dude for getting fried chicken. And now here we are, where the three of us are the crazy ones, not wanting to leave. But I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just like, that was really cool when they did the bubble thing. Like, it was a unique thing, not let alone like keeping everybody safe and healthy, because they didn't have any outbreaks during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let alone that, it was neat. Like, just like, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any behind the scenes of that yet either. Like, I was thinking that they would put out like a really cool special on how they did that and like what was going on behind the scenes.
It was so
like, one of them had somebody set up a barber shop, and like Jimmy Butler like had his own like coffee thing going on. You remember that?
Yeah, but it was so locked down.
So locked
It was
down.
done so right. There's no trace of it.
No, did it even happen?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Did it? Did that happen?
I mean, like, it's like, you got the opportunity to do very unique things during these times to make sure that everybody's healthy, and they wanted to just go back to the old ways.
Yeah, being sick is cool. I kind of miss that.
Yeah. So like, a lot of our players are currently out. Like Carl's out, and D'Angelo's out, and Vanderbilt's out, and a bunch of them. Ant's out. I haven't even heard of Ant in a while. So what's really neat about like, one of the positives that you can bring out of this, because you should always try to find some positives in all the negatives, right? Is that some players that haven't been able to play in the NBA are now being signed to replace players, and so they get a shot, a shot to play. Like the dude today,
Timberwolves signed someone.
Greg Monroe was signed to a 10-day contract.
A 10-day contract?
31 years old. He's played in 12 games of the season for the Capital City Go-Go, the G League. He's been part of the G League. And he came up today to play for the Timberwolves, and yeah, did a great job. And it's
a 10-day contract sounds so weird.
It is strange, but that's
really cool that he's getting the chance. You know, I mean, I remember saying when back in the baseball season, when the Twins were suffering all these injuries, that, man, people are getting their shot, and we're seeing cool shit.
And so the Timberwolves game tonight was basically their bench. Was their starting five, and they held it out, and they ended up winning tonight against the Celtics. So
who they hadn't beaten in the last, since Karl Anthony Towns was a rookie.
Really?
Yeah, they hadn't beaten the Celtics since Karl Anthony Towns was a rookie.
And they did it without him.
Yeah, they did it without him. The bench was amazing as the starting. I mean, they showed that they really can play against, full. I mean, they weren't at full strength either, but they could play against a full team. They weren't scrubs out there.
That's great. And which means that after today's win, in the last 8 games, they've won 4 out of their 8. So 50-50.
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz Question of the Week.
This is when I ask the hosts a question, and they answer it with their opinion answer. And then they explain why their answer is correct, and then we don't discuss why their answer is wrong. We just move on.
We never speak of it again.
Okay. So tonight's Fuzz Question of the Week is, what is since James is back here with us, what is the best video game ever? James.
Super Smash Brothers Melee!
And why?
It's sick. Melee is sick.
Okay.
Melee is sick.
Okay. C-dubs.
BioShock.
And why?
It's amazing storytelling. It's a great gameplay. Options are there in the game. Choices. that matter and affect the game. It's really fun.
Sweet.
Playing a movie.
And that was your
Fuzz question of the week.
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that, you know?
hockey time.
Easy. Jeez.
In the All-Star voting, fan vote in the Central, McKinnon is leading Kaprizov in the fan votes. What do you think about that, James?
That's the SNL Ghostbuster girl lady.
No.
The Verizon commercial lady.
Yeah.
That's what she's called now, is the Verizon commercial lady.
Oh, nice.
The race between Nathan McKinnon. No, it's Nathan McKinnon.
It's a step up from SNL.
And Kirill Kaprizov, working for Big Red. I don't know. To the captain of the Central Division team for the Honda NHL All-Star Game remains tight. Did you forget to vote, JMS?
For what?
No. Nathan McKinnon.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. He's beating.
I voted for him.
No.
Voted for him?
Do you know who these people are? Do you know what hockey is?
I've heard a thing or two.
Okay. Well, Kaprizov is one of the wild hockey players.
Yes.
And that's our team. That's our team.
Yeah. No, I like him.
He is losing against McKinnon in the All-Star captain seat voting.
It's a good thing I didn't vote for him.
Captain.
Okay, we'll move on. NHL postpones 3 more games, total up to 70 games being postponed.
What are you doing?
70 postponed games out of how many games?
Didn't you see the other people's doing that too?
Well, this is basically every game that they've had for the last week and a half have been postponed because they might bubble though.
The NHL might
Canada's
bubble.
already playing with no crowds.
Well, in there have been having problems with going to Canada, right?
Yes.
Oh man. So what do you mean by they might go bubble?
I do think it's good they're postponing games though.
70. How can you make up 70 games?
Extending the season, I guess.
It's
crazy. I mean, wild. That's just absurd.
It's wild, like the wild.
So what's going to go? Are they going to bubble, or are they just talking about it? Why did you bring that up?
Well, the main thing is they're talking about playing without crowds, and if that's not going to be conducive in their home stadiums, like if the states aren't going to go for it, there's a chance they could bubble.
Okay.
Because the players aren't as against it in the NHL as they were in the NBA.
Up in Canada, they'd bubble up?
Well, Canada's already doing no crowds, so they probably do 2 bubbles.
And then would those teams play against each other, or would it be there a Canada League and a USA League now?
Probably be the Canada versus USA League. Last time.
So confused.
Yep.
Open wide for some soccer!
Boxing. Wait a minute. Wasn't there anything about the winter?
Boxing.
Okay. I thought we had an article about the NHL's Winter Olympic game or whatever.
It was about boxing.
The Winter Classic?
Yeah.
It is coming up.
Okay.
I think it's next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess we don't.
Boxing Day feast. No.
Boxing Day is a British holiday that's the day after Christmas.
Something about how the Wild doesn't have any players in it anymore or something in the Winter Classic.
Oh no!
I don't know. We don't have the note.
We heard.
I thought somebody must have deleted it. Boxing Day feast.
Yeah.
The results from the 1963 Boxing Day fixtures are as synonymous with the festive period as. Why do they make sentences so hard to read?
Who's writing this stuff?
Get this. Choices.
Choices. We should have choices for the sentences.
Yeah. Get on it.
On Sunday, 26. Go ahead, C-Dub. Explain what's going on.
So on Sunday in the EPL, they always have Boxing Day classics where they have all the teams play.
What's the EPL?
European Premier League.
Yeah, they're a pretty big deal.
It's
Are we
soccer.
talking?
Pretty premier.
We're not talking boxing.
Nope.
But
Boxing Day is their holiday.
Yeah, we're talking about soccer.
This is when they go boxing.
No, they put things in boxes.
Do they set up a ring in the middle of the town, and then have the mayor box like the town drunk?
Ooh, I like. I like that. That's better than what it is. Let's go
What
with
is
that.
okay? What is it actually? What is Boxing
The Boxing Day is basically like you can package things up and put stuff out, and it's like Boxing Day.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
packing
joke.
day, really.
That's packing day.
Oh, packing day.
They should call it packing day.
Boxing Day is a big soccer day in England, and
Why are we talking about 1963 Boxing Day?
So 1963 is when the most goals were ever scored, like in a day.
Forever.
Forever.
In any
How do you
game
make a goal when you're boxing?
known to man.
Is it when you successfully get the package in the truck after you box it?
I think you put when you put a box in a box. So every time a box goes in a box,
No, you need
get a
to be
goal.
the straight man on this one, Charles.
No, I don't want to
with
be.
this joke.
No.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so in
26 goals.
1963, they scored 66 goals in that day.
Okay.
Oh, no, they should have scored 3
And so
more.
that's a lot of goals.
Well, how do they? In one game, they got 66 goals.
No. In all the games collectively.
How many games do they play?
I think everyone plays.
How many? What does you mean
At
by
the
everyone?
same time?
I don't know the number.
Everybody plays at this. All the teams in the league play at the same time on Boxing Day.
It's a classic thing they do. Yes.
Which is a holiday.
Yes.
In Canada.
England.
Which makes it okay.
England.
Oh, England.
But so this Boxing
Soccer
Day,
is so
26
confusing.
goals were scored.
They even call
which
it
is
football.
a lot for
Do you know that,
for-
Genius? Soccer is so confusing that they call it football.
Some days.
Yeah, some days. I'm sorry, Charles. Keep going.
No, you're good. They scored 26 goals on Sunday, which is a lot for
Not as many
soccer.
as
Oh,
66.
that's not, yeah, that's way lower
Well,
than
yes,
66.
but it's the most they'd scored since then.
Oh,
In one
okay.
day.
I
So-
see.
Yeah, my wife's dad was very, very intrigued by how many goals were scored. He was just flabbergasted by it.
Even during COVID disruptions, it says.
Yeah, they had very few actual starting players in the games, and they still scored a ton of goals.
No, they even say is that they only had 6 Premier League games. Only 6 opposed to 10 games in 1963. So in 1963, they had 10 games playing all at once, and they got 66 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, on Sunday, they had only 6 teams play, and they got, how many did you say?
26.
And that's
26 goals.
That's second place ever.
Which is 4.7 goals per game, which is the second highest on a December 6th, 26th Boxing Day 58 years ago.
Technically.
So, in Boxing Day is in Canada as well.
This is true.
Yep. Okay. So Australia retains the Ashes with 2 more tests yet to be played. Ashes and tests. Remember those words?
Mm-hmm. It's cricket.
Cricket. England got their asses kicked by Australia. 267 to 185, and what was it? How many did they? Australia won by in innings on 14 runs. Test 3 of 5. This happened. This is already done, isn't it?
This happened today, and they finished the game. They finished a whole day's worth of game in an hour and a half. That normally takes 8 hours because that's how quickly they got England out.
Wow.
And and this is a crazy thing that happened in the game. They were only down by a hand, 40, 60 runs, which isn't that bad for to overcome when you have 10 wickets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the first couple bowls, they already were out 3 wickets. And then there was an over that happened. An over is a series of pitches that a guy does, or bowls. Mm-hmm. And a guy got a wicket, I think a 2, and then another wicket. So he got 3 wickets in 1 over. And then the next guy got 2 wickets in his over. So there were 5 wickets in 12 pitches.
That's pretty crazy.
That's insane for cricket.
You don't see
That's
that
awful.
the tests won by the bowler on that too many occasions like that, right?
No.
But that's kind of how they did that. Is their bowlers just like took down those wickets.
It was unbelievable. I watched it and was flabbergasted by how quickly England was getting out. And another thing that was wild too is that this was only test 3 of 5, and they've won all of them. Australia won all of them. And so their whole thing is that you play for like a trophy, except their trophy is that it's the ashes of a wicket they burned down one of their first times they played or something like that. So that's what the ashes are. And so Australia already gets to retain the ashes, and they still have 2 more full tests to play, knowing that England can't win.
Yeah.
So it's like
they have to play.
It's like losing the World Series and still having to play 2 more games.
They still have to play those games.
They do, yes, because it's a 5 test. Yeah, they have to.
And there's
That's
no
all
way for England to come back.
No,
impossible. It's best 3 out of 5. They already lost 3 out of 5.
England likes to be shamed, though. They shame themselves, right?
They do
constantly. So
yeah,
it seems kind of like in the rules for them to be like, no, if you lost, you gotta sit through 2 more games and be the loser.
Snooker. We got snooker news. So the review of 2021, the player of the year, Mark Shelby, is the world champion and world number 1. But he's only won that 1 title in 2021, and his only other final was at the shootout.
Yeah, so what's the deal?
It's still been a great year for Jester, but he can't claim consistency. Why do they make these? I don't like these sentences. Like, seriously, like they're like, whoa, I'm going to be like a movie review during... No, not review, but like what it reminds me of is like the preview of a movie where the guy's like, Mark Shelby is the world champion and world number 1.
But he's only
one
title.
Come to the movie next week. The Judd Trump has picked up 3 titles in 2021.
Yeah, he sounds more like a player of the year to me.
Yeah, he should be player of the year in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, while the champion of champions is a big one, German Masters is less so, and the Gilbert Open is
his championships he won aren't considered the top championships.
Neil Robinson and Mark Williams have both won 2 titles in 2021, and then Yang
and Zhao
have each won the first Triple Crown title, but it's John Higgins who wins Player of the Year.
I think it's rigged.
I'm so confused. Like, well, how many titles do they give out? How many champions do they have in a year? And how many players of the year do they have? Because...
Yeah. Get organized, Snooker.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I don't get any of this. Let's just move on, huh? Do you want to keep talking about it, C-Dubs, or what?
No,
this is James's
sick
sport.
of it.
You're sick of it?
Sick of it.
We're moving on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
I need to change that up. Cody wins. Oh, yeah, that's right. So on Wednesday, Cody Rhodes challenged Sammy Guevara for the TNT title. It was Cody's 3rd time winning the TNT title.
Yeah, hold on to it this time, buddy.
Sammy only had it for like 2 months.
Yeah, I think he has the shortest reign. Other than Brody.
He's really irresponsible with it.
It was a short reign, and Cody, one of the EVPs, or the extremely violent people, or the executive vice presidents of the TV show AEW, won it the 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
And which, like, how did he even get to have the chance to go against Sammy for it? Like, did he go through a bunch of people to get the shot again? Like, I don't think so. It looks like, to me, it looks like he just was like, I'm just going to go against you, Sammy, because I can.
Well, because the TNT title has the open challenge, so he just decided to beat everyone else to asking for it Probably because he can do that whenever he wants to.
Because he's
that's what all Ego Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky have been complaining about. Is they're like, why the heck don't we get to fight for it?
Why don't they?
They can, right?
Yeah, now they're gonna fight Cody for it, so they deserve to.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Cody's stupid.
He's a full heel now.
Yeah, he's absolutely full heel. What was that caption at the? Like he put up a picture of him holding the title. What was his caption? It was,
it said,
"Don't be a heel, don't be a babyface, be yourself and win."
Oh, okay.
That's so heel shit to say. John Huber, or aka Brody Lee, passed away 1 year ago yesterday, which is really sad. He was seemed like a really good guy. I don't know, I never met him, but seemed like he had a very positive influence on anybody that he was around. A good wrestler, good storyteller,
good human.
It sounded like.
Great father, just good person all around.
The AEW New Year's Smash is likely to sell out,
which is impressive because holiday shows aren't very good at selling out.
Back in my day, it was a bad thing to sell out. Just be a bunch of fucking sellouts.
But no, AEW has been doing really good over the last year with its shows and selling out big events and stuff like that. And it's impressive to see that on a New Year's Smash in Jacksonville, their return to their base where they were doing all the quarantine shows. It's already sold 88% of the ticket sales, which is wild because, again, that's just the same market they always go to. So the fact that they're going to sell it out on a holiday in a market that's been overwhelmed with shows, that's impressive because WWE can't even sell out like anything right now.
Yeah, because they're dumb.
Well, they are dumb. So, but yeah. So from what I've read, there's only 418 tickets remaining for the whole event, which is pretty impressive because the Jacksonville Stadium's pretty big for being an outdoor stadium. So good for them.
And they also are good at losing tickets. So for them to be specifically at like exactly 18 tickets, like I congratulate them for knowing exactly how many tickets they had left. Because
it's good to keep track of.
418 tickets remain for the moment. That's almost 420. The New Year's Smash card, did you guys go over this? Was going to be Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill.
Can't wait.
The Elite, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kylie O'Reilly. What?
Kyle O'Reilly,
No. The Young Bucks names aren't in the Elite there at all. That's kind of interesting to see that. The Elite is now Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. And there's no mention of the Young Bucks. Versus the Best Friends, which is Chuck Taylor, Trent. No, not Trent either. Trent's going by Beretta now. And Orange Cassidy in the trios match. And then Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz versus 2.0, Matt Lee and Jeff Parker and Daniel Garcia in a trios match. They're getting closer and closer to having a trios tag team match being like a permanent thing with.
Yeah,
I can see a belt.
Title.
I can see a belt coming or some type of title or.
I would love to see that,
like the Diamond Ring type of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a belt.
No, it could be like a trophy or a medallion, maybe even a cursed ring,
like a
laser beams,
like a diadem,
maybe like a 3D printed thing that I made.
Yeah.
Ooh, you could make it for them.
Yeah.
You should do that. Send it to them, and then they'll be like, now we have to.
I think that'd be cool.
Give this to the trios champs.
Oh boy. That sound is here. And you know what that sound means? That means that it's
Fuzz Question of the Week.
No. You haven't been here in a while, have you? You forgot? That at the end of the episode we do Fuzzy Memory Trivia. And that's when I ask the hosts trivia questions, and then they answer the correct answer. There is only one answer, and since there is only one answer, they will get a point for it. And currently, after 16 episodes,
everybody knows.
The score is
3-2.
3-2. Charles, right? Charles, you got 3, and then the other Hess have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Time for J-Mez to run away with it.
Yeah, it's time for you to win, J-Mez. Don't look at the answers because you can see the...
If there's anything about Abu Dhabi sports, I got this.
You'll see. You were there for a long time. I hope we can get those emails back from the confiscation room.
I had to learn the language, whole language, to even navigate anything. Takes a while.
James, which Boston Bruins player drew a 15-game suspension in 2013 for aggression Brooks Orpik? I don't get these sentences anymore.
It's a Bruins player in 2013 is angry. That was Dale.
Incorrect. Sean Thornton.
Oh, okay.
C-Dubs. Who did LeBron James have 61 points against in Miami as a Miami Heat player? Which team did he have?
Spurs.
Incorrect. James. Who did LeBron James have 61 points against as a Miami Heat player?
It's the Lakers.
Incorrect. Charlotte Bobcats.
That's not a real team.
James, who was participant to Why are all these sentences not making... Who was participant to participate? Who was participate to participate at the 2018 NBA All-Star game due to a torn ACL? No, I'm not going to... I don't even know how to say that name. C-Dubs. Who was the Giants' backup quarter... Or James? Whose question is it? I'm so confused now, guys.
I know.
Who was the Giants' backup quarterback for Eli Manning in the 2011 NFL season?
Geno Smith.
Incorrect. David Carr. James.
Yeah.
How many
luge
events were there in 2018 Winter Olympics?
Oh, there's 4.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're tied.
Tied up. C-Dubs.
Okay.
What was the final score of the 2011 Walker Cup?
Ooh, it was 48 to 122.
Incorrect. 14-12.
So close.
14-12.
So close.
And that was Fuzzy Memory Trivia. So we're tied up 3-3.
That's amazing.
That's pretty awesome. And then that means that we are at the end of the episode.
I know so much about luge.
Do you?
Yeah, dude.
Luge expert.
Do you want to talk to us about that later?
Someday.
We'll talk about the expertise of James's luge.
Fascinating thing, really.
So we're at the end of episode 16, which means that episode 17 is not happening next week. It will happen the week after that. Because we're going to take a 1 week break this next week. So don't worry if you don't hear us from next week. We'll be back January 10th. And so we got
to have a break.
So we got 2 weeks in between tonight's episode and the next episode. What are you up to, C-Dubs, this next couple weeks?
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my vacation, and then I go back to work, and I'm going to do inventory. Yay, counting.
Fun.
Yep.
James, it was great to have you back.
Dude.
Wonderful.
What do you got going on this next couple weeks? If we don't see you 2 weeks from now, like how many? What do you got going on? How you doing? What's up? What do you got planned?
I don't got any major travel plans coming up. That's for sure.
I like that.
Yeah. No, I need to really catch up on some video game playing. Really.
Mm-hmm.
This is new Mario Party game you play online. That's pretty good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to play.
Got this. Oh man. Let me tell you my holiday guide to racing games for this Christmas season is that you should get NASCAR Heat.
Okay.
This is a fun game. Also Hot Wheels Unleashed. Racing games, dude. You ever do that?
I used to.
Oh man.
I used to.
Pod racing.
I love racing. I was
Fuzz?
born for racing.
I was not born for racing, but I did play a lot of racing games when I was growing up. There was a lot of good games out there. What I'm gonna do these next couple weeks, I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of keep it chill, wear a mask if I leave the house, try not to leave the house unless if I have to go get berry essentials, and just fucking chill.
I was telling the guys that we came out way too slow. You know, we didn't have any energy the first quarter.
I don't worry too much about Jesse. He's a great kid, great teammate.
I won't necessarily say the energy was just quite dead. It definitely wasn't the same.
You know, in this league, it just tends to hurt you when you don't score touchdowns and you settle for field goals. I think we were 2 for 12 on third down. That's obviously not good enough.
You know, we're not very good.